Working 18-hour days, I slipped and I fell. Windows up and hit me, I had to change well. There's no way to sustain it, you'll crash and burn. Will not be able to work and no way to earn. Change well, and then you can leave. Change well, and your kids you can feed. Turn your life around for the final bell. It's now or never, you have to change well. It's now or never, you must change well.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Change Well podcast. One undeniable truth is that life is a roller coaster. It's not a straight linear progression up to success. The secret to fulfilling life is to fail forward, learn from the lows, and keep moving onward. Hardship and mistakes are often our greatest teachers. They are often the catalyst that push us forward out of our comfort zone and into growth. The most successful individuals have a common thread. They have made numerous mistakes on their journey to success. Take Thomas Edison, for instance. He encountered over 1,000 failures before he made the light bulb. He said, "I have not failed 10,000 times. I've successfully found 10,000 ways it will not work." I'm not saying everyone should fail 10,000 times before being successful. However, I do have 4 approaches to turning a failure into success that, quite frankly, I've learned the hard way. The first one, forget the pain, learn and gain. Having a setback can be painful, costly, and humbling. No one sets out to fail or have a hardship. But the worst thing you can do when you have a failure is to sit there and wallow in it, going repeatedly in your mind and with regret about everything that went wrong. It's just wasted emotional energy and gets you nowhere. Instead, take the time to understand where you went wrong dispassionately. Document what you will do the next time and make adjustments and change to improve the next time. Remember that no one gets through this life without a problem. You are a person born with a specific mission, and a setback may be the one that allows you to course correct to get on the right path. I believe that St. John Henry Newman said it best with the mission prayer, which I call to mind when I have a setback. God has created me to do him some definite service. He has committed some work to me, which he has not committed to any other. I have my mission. I may never know it in this life, but I will be told in the next. I am a link in a chain, a bond of connection between persons. He has not created me for naught. I shall do good. I shall do his work. I shall be an angel of peace, a preacher of truth in my own place, while not intending it, if I do but keep his commandments. Therefore, I will trust him. Whether I am in, I can never be thrown away. If I'm in sickness, my sickness may serve him. In perplexity, my perplexity may serve him. If I'm in sorrow, my sorrow may serve him. He does nothing in vain. He knows what he is about. He may take away my friends. He may throw me amongst strangers. He may make me feel desolate, make my spirit sink, hide my future from me. Still, he knows what he is about. And that is true. When you have a setback, you know that you have a singular mission that only you can do. So a lot of times our setbacks are to set us on a better course. And sometimes you just don't sit there and feel desolate about it. When you fail, don't let your spirit sink. Press on to fulfill the mission that was set forth for you especially. The second one, proceed with faith, hope, and charity. When you fall down, the best way to achieve your mission is to proceed with faith, hope, and most importantly, charity. You can have faith that bit by bit, with every setback and every triumph, you are progressing to your ultimate purpose, what John Henry Newman spoke about. Also, hope will carry through even the darkest periods. Think of Edison. Many filaments failed, but with each failure, he saw the glint of hope, which would become the first electric light. But most of all, proceed with charity. It's sometimes easy to lash out at others when things go wrong. To blame others either for the circumstances around you, which is nobody's fault, or your own mistake. Instead, look at every hardship as a blessing to grow. Even if a person did wish you well, look for ways to turn that circumstance around. Third, they can knock you down, but they can never knock you out. From prayers to Peloton. My first two suggestions came from things I've learned from my faith journey, but this saying that they can knock you down, but they can never knock you out came from my favorite Peloton instructor, Kendall Toole. Kendall had to deal with mental wellness issues growing up, and she speaks very eloquently about it. What helped her to get through her stress and anxiety was the love of her family. They reminded her that giving up is the only way to get knocked out. If you give up, you're knocked out. Life is going to give you some body blows. We must be persistent and determined to take the first hard steps to get off the mat. In my case, when I had taken a few wrong steps on my wellness journey, I was literally knocked out, leaving the IT delivery center at 3 a.m. in the morning. As my song that opens says, I was working 18-hour days, I slipped and I fell. At that very moment, I knew I had to change well. And truthfully, I had to crawl on the ground after being knocked out and go up and lift myself up on my car bumper. I didn't change well immediately, but I knew at that very day I had to change direction. You can read more about these incidents in my blogs, and also my first two podcasts are about that. So one thing is, when you're knocked down, don't stay knocked out. Sometimes we need to be knocked down to bounce back to better things. Last, be patient and have a plan. One thing to remember when digging yourself out of a ditch is that you will not climb out of it in one day. The day after I took the tumble at the delivery center, I did not suddenly drop 170 pounds overnight. No, I had to be patient, plan a path forward, and not jump at the first fad diet that happened my way. And that goes with any setback. Just don't take some time to think and plan. Don't jump around and try the next thing to get out of the hole. You're just going to dig the hole deeper. Take the time to do a retrospective to truly discern the root of your problem and then tackle the issue in small chunks. For some guidance, I again turn to another favorite prayer of mine. It's called the Litany of Patience. I'm not going to read it all, but I'll tell you 3 of the prayer requests in it. First, deliver me from rash judgment and haste. Deliver me from impulsive decision making. Deliver me from the desire to act when I need to be still. Sometimes, when you're set back, you just need to take a few minutes, meditate, and be still, and figure out where to go next. Change without a plan is nothing more than chaos. When you need to change course, take the time to be patient and plan your next move. Don't let that check in your path turn into a checkmate. Take the time to change well. And until next time, change well.